Hey guys, thanks for having me on this week's TNL. I was asked to humbly speak about getting creative in your recruiting process. And what's funny about that is getting creative, you may have to think that you need to be creative. And when I started thinking about it and what has transpired with our business over the past 6-7 months is really just being you and being original. I believe that, we can get too in the mud and try to do too much and have this go on and this go on and try to make things, and creative kind of turns into like I do nothing, or I, automate this and do that, which is all good. But what I found is I had to take a step back and really start looking at, if I'm looking to recruit, who am I looking to recruit? And we have a lot of thoughts, right? We go, well, we want the motivated person. We want the person who works hard. We want the person who is coachable and teachable. Yep. But where did that come from? Was that you when you started? If it was, what were you doing at that time? What were your thoughts? What were you thinking? What did they save you from? You know what I mean? Whoever brought you into the business. Always think about that, because nobody, kind of just stumbled across this, and you talked to somebody. You didn't just see something and go, "Oh, yeah, sounds good. I'll do it." You saw something maybe, you talked to somebody first, but the person that brought you into this business, they related to you. They did something to make you go, "Yeah, I can do it too." And when I started, obviously I was working with, not obviously, but I was working with Sean Mike. And I was hired by my buddy, Marcus Jones, who I played baseball with. So me and Marcus had a lot in common. Marcus knew that I had a desire for more, just didn't know what. And then Sean had a desire to help young men, athletes, and the ad that we responded to said athletes and military background is preferred or required. It was 2010, 11. All right, so I guess you can run ads. It's different now. You can never put that in ad, but that's exactly what it said: athletic background and military experience required. And then Marcus sent a resume in. He had no resume; it just said baseball on it. And Sean knew how to communicate with that person who played ball, had no experience in business, but had drive and work ethic to go do more. He was very finite with that. I had to find my niche when it pertains to that as well, and also be able to serve those folks and serve those people. You're going to have, everybody's different. I was talking to Kali. She was talking about her niche, her market is women in business, and specifically African-American women in business. Does that mean that a white woman don't want to work with her or a man don't want to work with her? No, not at all. That just means she knows who she is going to affect directly and have more points of contact and relatability. That's it. And that's what Sean was doing with athletes and military. And that's what I'm doing today with specifically baseball players and some athletes outside of that. But I'm really zoned in on college baseball players. Why? Because that's who I was. That's where I was when I transitioned into this. I know what that's like. I know what the struggle's like. I know what the dream is like. I know that. And for you, you're like, well, I was in mortgages before. Well, I would be talking to everybody in mortgages. I was in this before, or I was in sales at X company doing roofing. I would be doing that. I'm in fitness. I'd be going after people in fitness. I played football, go after football. Like, there's so many things that people do that require discipline, that require work ethic, okay? And that require coachability and teachability, which are all things that a lot of folks, it's really typically not your first time I've seen successful people come into this business. We're talking about recruit and actually get people paid, be clear. Not just like get people excited and sign up. This is like to convert 80, 90% of the people that you bring on. This is how this happens. Okay, and we're seeing it. You know, when we were just kind of like, oh, let me just get people to say yes and who wants a job. Dude, you don't need to have a niche. You can talk to anybody, and everybody needs money to run their life. So eventually you're going to run into, you're going to have a lot of more people say yes, but not do anything. This is how you get the people to say yes, but not to a result, but to a process and to a person. See, when I started, I said yes to Sean Mike. I didn't really know too much about the company, to be honest with you. Is that a knock on Family First Life? Absolutely not. It's the greatest company ever, but people don't know that. And who am I to go do a new license, never heard about insurance? Oh, we got 145 comp and this, that, and dude, they don't even know or care what any of that means. They don't. When I started, I didn't know what a 55 was. I didn't know what a 25. Well, he could have gave me a 2.5% comp. I would have started. Didn't matter to me. I joined the man. I joined the mission. I joined the purpose. That's what I joined. And I lost that over time in my business. It was all about a result. It was all about what can we do for you? You know, what can we, like, this is how good it is, and this is the result you can get. Versus this is how good it is, and this is how much people care about you, and they're going to be there for you. They're going to give you perspective. They're going to have your back. And they're going to speak a language that you understand, which is going to allow you to think less and do more. That's what hiring in your niche is. That's what taking a step to slow down, to speed up is. But you got to get transparent with yourself. You got to slow down. And you know who got to do the recruiting? You. See, I don't have a recruiter. Like we've grown our base from literally zero to, $150 in 5 months. And that's families, okay, a month, that from me doing the recruiting. And I'd be like, I'm so good. No. I'm just so good with our people. Because our people are who I am and who I want to help genuinely. But I'm in the office 5 days a week when I can be. If I'm not, I'm on the phone. My schedule's packed all the time. I'm talking to people. Do I have support? I'm not putting people in class. Be clear. I'm not doing none of this stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm doing every interview. Nobody's screening. I don't have a screener. I'm the screener. Let's talk. What's going on? And folks in depth who are bringing in warm market, I do the interviews with them to teach them how to do it. Versus go, here's a recruiter, or hurry up and hire a recruiter. See, I saw the most growth, man, when we were doing the work. See, high comp, everything's great at Family First Life, but I think we abuse it and spend it on stuff that we don't need to, meaning like staff and stuff. Like, be clear. Like, you can save your money and just do the work. You're going to get a better result. See, when I was at another place, we had really bad comp. We couldn't even hire the staff like that, so we had to do the work. It was almost a better thing. Because we didn't have this like, oh, whatever, let me just pay for it. See, I got sick and tired of just paying for it and having no result. So you had to buckle up and do it. And when you started buckling up and doing it, you start realizing, God, I don't want to talk to these people. This isn't who I really want to be working with if I'm doing the recruiting, if I'm doing the interviews. So if it wasn't good enough for them or you got to figure it out. And that's where I had to take a step back and find, who do we really want to help? And over the past 6 months, we've been able to help and see young men and women change their situations the same way that I seen mine and my peers when we started. And I promise you, it doesn't stop. It feels so good. And it feels good because you're taking somebody from not knowing and dreaming and hoping this thing works to, damn, it's working. And it all started because we zoned in on who we wanted to help, and we weren't afraid to message them and talk to them and do the work. Everybody has a niche. Everybody, and niche doesn't mean special. Niche just means like we're all unique. We're all different human beings. And if you want to lead, find the ones that want to be led by you. But show up as you and grow into the best version of you, not trying to be somebody else. It's the best advice I can give you. So I don't know if that's creative or just getting back to the basics on how I found the business and trying to pay it forward and help others. Thanks for having me, you guys. Later.